Hello, this is Padma from padmaali.com, and today we're going to be talking about fear and how to conquer fear. You know, fear is one of those things that is so prevalent in our species, not just with our species, any living being. The first thing that we're often focused on is survival fears, and it starts from a very early age. Here's the thing about fear. Fear is learned. Fear is a learned behavior from when you are young. So think about this from this place of when you are young and you are just learning to walk, okay? And you don't even have language comprehension. A lot of us are often told, like, you can just feel your parents or your caregivers' anxieties around you falling down. Or if you are a young child, oh, don't do this, you're going to fall. Don't do that, you'll get hurt. How many times have each of us heard this statement? And you know what that does on a subconscious level, because we are walking, talking subconscious mind until the age of 7 or 8. This gets embedded in our brain and it becomes part of our nature. So first thing is I'm going to invite you to look at your own life. Look at how you grew up. Look at if fear was prevalent in your family. Look at if fear was one of the ways that you were taught to be careful, right? So we are often told, be careful, something might happen. Don't do this, you could get hurt. Don't do that, that might cause harm to you. So start to look at what was the programming that you received as a child, because that's going to give you information about where are you still holding on to fear. Now, fast forward to today. Fear. I have an acronym that I just love. Fear is false evidence appearing real. At the end of the day, that's what fear is all about. It is just false evidence. It is not true unless there's physical safety. And even that, right? How do you know it's physically unsafe unless you're just walking right into traffic that is just you're doing something to sabotage yourself. But watch how many times it is not even real, but we get into it. These days, especially if you're listening to a video like this or like paying attention to something like that, you are probably already in a safe place. The things we fear about are, I don't want to do this presentation, I'm going to be judged. I don't want to do this video because someone's going to think A, B, C about me. It all comes down to fear of judgment, fear of rejection. Think about if you're in the dating scene, are you not dating because you will be rejected? Or do you hold yourself back? Do you not show up fully because there's a fear of rejection? Even in your workplace, notice, are you not fully showing up because there's a fear that you will be judged or rejected? These days, that's what the fear is mostly about. And then we get so wrapped up into this and we put this glass ceiling and that holds us back. So here's my invitation to you. If you are not sure, where am I really holding myself back because of fear? Look at all aspects of your life. Just go look in the mirror, okay? In the mirror, you're going to see things about you that's going to make you recognize, oh, this is where I'm holding on to fear. This is where I am not stepping fully into my power. This is where I am not really understanding where I can surpass this glass ceiling that I put on myself, because that's what this is all about. You have put a glass ceiling and then you have held yourself back with that glass ceiling, assuming then that is the reality. It isn't. You have held yourself back. So notice where in your life are you being held back by fear. Now I'm going to show you some steps on how to deal with fear. Okay, the first step is to identify where are you holding back? Where are you letting fear hold you back? Anytime you're worried about judgment from others, anytime you're like, I can't do this because XYZ, usually comes down to fear. Anytime you say things like, I don't feel confident enough. No. It's got nothing to do with confidence. It comes down to fear. You fear that someone is going to judge you, and hence it shows up as lack of confidence. Okay, so once you've identified that, then you get to decide. Then it becomes a choice, right? And when we know we have choice, it's very empowering. Then you can choose to do or not do something. And it's okay to make a choice of not doing something. That is perfectly okay. You can make that choice. However, don't make that choice because you're like, oh, don't let something else dictate that, because then it puts you in a victimized position, okay? Victimized position is very different than making a choice. So first step, identify where you're holding on to fear. Then second one, then say, okay, decide, what are you going to choose now that you've identified that? Third, take the actions, because unless you take the actions, how are you going to know if it is really fear that is holding you back or if there's something else? You are never going to know unless and until you face your fear head on. Why? Because everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So you get to decide, do you want that badly enough or not? Because at the end of the day, it all comes back down to choices and taking the actions, right? Once you've made the choice, then you get to decide, am I going to take the action or not? And it's okay if you decide, I don't want to take the action, but then it comes down to a choice. And when we have choices, we feel a lot more empowered in our life, don't we? All right, so that is the third step. Take the actions. Number 4, surrender, surrender, surrender. Very key, very important, because once you've taken the action towards whatever you want, say it is to apply to, you are aspiring to be a speaker and you are like, oh no, I can't, who's gonna listen to me, stage fear, all those things. And then you take the actions and you apply to be a speaker in some event. Then you've taken the action, you've set your intention, and then you let it go. This is where it comes down to surrendering. The art of surrendering is really important. If you have not listened to my podcast episode on Create Your Vibrant Life podcast on surrender, please do so, because it's going to shed a lot of light for you. Create Your Vibrant Life podcast and look up surrender, because that is going to show you how when you surrender, you're allowing the universe to co-create with you. So then let it go. So see what happens. So 4 steps to conquer fear. Identify where are you fearful. Where in your life are you being held back by fear? Recognizing fear is just false evidence appearing real. So it's not really real. So once you confront that, then you make a choice saying, I'm either going to do something or I'm not going to do something. Either is fine, but you made the choice. That means you're empowered. Third, take actions. Actions, actions, actions. Without action, you've seen me say this in my website too, it's boldly written, aligned actions equal to powerful results. So when you take the actions, you're going to see results. And if it's aligned action, it's going to be powerful results. Number 4, surrender. Allow yourself to let it all go and let the universe co-create with you. These are the 4 steps to conquer fear. And I will see you on another video. You can find more information about me on padmaali.com, and I will see you in another video.